Birdboy está muerto.
¿Estás seguro? A mí me han dicho que lo han visto hace poco.
Tal vez lo hayan visto, puede ser. Tal vez todavía podamos verlo. Pero puedes creerme, no todo lo que tiene un cuerpo está vivo.
Birdboy tiene un demonio dentro. Un demonio que lo está comiendo, devorando desde su interior. Pero yo sé que tiene buen corazón. Comenzaremos una nueva vida, lejos de aquí. Siempre has sabido volar.
Hello, my name is Pedro Rivero. I am from Bilbao, in the Basque Country, in Spain. And I'm here in Montreal to introduce my last feature film. It's an animated movie. I suppose that I am a filmmaker. I'm not sure, because the main important thing for me is to tell stories. And I started as a screenwriter, but now since maybe 12 years, my job probably is try to make movies. No making movies, try to make movies. That is not the same. I'm not sure if I decide in any time to make movies, because when I was a kid, my dream probably was to make comics, and I always thinking of myself in the future, for now, making comics. But in one time, I started to write the scripts for comics for some of my friends. And after that, I started to work for animation. I think that probably I like to invent stories since I was very young. Maybe when I was 6 or 7 years old. I have no studies about filmmaking. I only went to a seminary with a screenwriter, an American screenwriter, only for 10 days when I was 27, or more or less. I have no. I only finished secondary studies, but not because I was a bad student. No, but probably I thought that I was smarter than the people who need go to the university, and I skipped to. For example, to study fine arts, or skip to study anything, and I thought that I could to learn anything by myself. I'm not sure if it was a good choice, because sometimes I think that I need something more that the things that I learned by myself, and I always trying to study or to look and read and watch movies, trying to understand how can I do better. In my experience, it's like. When you are or you start a project, it's like you are in the bottom of a ladder, and you start to climb to the top, and in the beginning you think that it's a very hard work, but once you are closer to the top, it's not a mountain. It's like only a road without any level. I think that once you get some objectives, you lose the perspective about how complicated it was. And so I think that to be successful as filmmaker consists in, after you run or you finish this road that you thought that it was a mountain, you started or you start to climb another mountain. And probably I need to think one time in my life that the next project is not a mountain and it's only a road. And for me, I think that I would be more happy if the next project is a road and not a mountain. And I think that in this case, I would be a successful artist. Probably my best fear as an artist or as a filmmaker is to discover that I have nothing interesting to say or to tell for anybody. Because I think that, okay, it's important that you feel that the things that you want to tell are interesting for you, of course, because it's like express yourself. But sometimes the feeling that you are working as an isolated man is I have feel to be a bit ridiculous. So it's like you are talking in a different language than everybody. They couldn't understand you, and you couldn't understand them. And I think that I need to complete myself, to complete my expression, that this expression get to the people, and the people understand the things that I want to say. I think that all of us, of the artists, creative people, have a lot of responsibilities on how we can build our society. I think that sometimes we are a bit stupid and excessive self-confident, and we are only interested to on our own seat, without taking a look to the landscape, or the human landscape. If you make a movie about silly things, maybe you can obtain some success, or that people like to love. But are we only clowns? Are we only entertainers? I'm not sure that sometimes we need to be only entertainers. In some crises, and I think that society is always in some type of crisis, we need to talk, or we should talk of important things. Not not in a way that maybe too serious or okay, well, with only drama, but which is all place in the world if we are only entertainers. I think that the society and the powers, the real power in this world, want that the creative people were be only entertainers. And we need to break sometimes some rules and to be more passionate and more brave to tell and to say some things that maybe someone needs to have. The main movie in my life was The Planet of the Apes. And why? Not only because it's a very interesting story of this world inhabited by apes, and the human are like animals. No, for me it was determinant that in this story there are three astronauts who fell in the Planet of the Apes, and the main character is the role by Charlton Heston. Is Taylor is the name. There was another white wasp man, blonde like Charlton Heston, and the name of the character was Landon. And when I was a kid, I decided that my favorite character was Landon and not Taylor. And finally, the movie always talk about the story of Taylor. And when we find finally at Landon, he's like a zombie. And this incident for me means that sometimes we have the same chances to be the main guy of the story, or the main character, but we are not the main character. So for me, it's very interesting to explore the reasons of the nonsense of why we are the main characters in some stories or in our lives, and not the main ones of the life of the others. And I like to think that all my stories talk about a question of identity, or about expectations and disappointments. If I would have to say something to myself, or to the man that who I was before, as filmmaker is only one thing. You never learn enough. You never know enough. It's like a Socratic paradox that I know that I don't know nothing. I think that probably you can avoid your mistakes, and you are damned to repeat once and another time and every time. maybe it's a pessimist point of view, but I think that is a question of to accept which is your role in the world, and which is your personality, and you have to accept that you are not perfect, you are not the savior, you are only a man with a lot of mistakes. I have no personal website because I only like to be present in the official website of the projects. I think that we are the artists or the filmmakers are only interested for the projects, not for all the things that we can. Okay, it's our own experience, and maybe it's not interesting for anybody. And now my last feature film is the name is it's not here. Psychonauts, the Forgotten Children, Psiconautas, los niños olvidados. It's based upon a graphic novel by the co-director Alberto Vázquez, and you can find the website psiconautaslapelicula.com. Okay, try to find, and I think that it's a very interesting movie. I am very proud to work in this type of movie. It's an animation movie, not for children, not for a large audience, but I think that we use the fairy tale universe to tell very dramatic and intense story about identity and how bad you feel when you are a teenager. And that's all. So probably I only say a lot of stupid and silly things, but okay, I am not the guilty. The guilty, of course, is my friend in face of me. Ok, un saludo para todos los que sabéis castellano o español. Ha sido un placer poder hablar o que te hagan preguntas acerca de lo que piensas o lo que sientes o lo que crees como artista o como creador. Y espero no haber dicho muchas tonterías. Pero si pensáis que sí, únicamente ver la película, que en psiconautaslapelícula.com. Gracias. Thank you.